Is the recent momentum in Apple a sign that the long struggling stock is getting re-rated? Timothy, I will start it off with you because you brought up this notion that maybe Apple is moving out of the slump that it's been in because of this lift from President Trump.
Although you used my full given name, so I feel like I'm in trouble. But yeah, I think there's a chance here. I think it's less about the headlines, the pictures in the White House, the chumminess. I think Tim Cook has done a fantastic tactical job on his relationship with the White House as one of the companies that's probably doing more manufacturing outside of our borders. But I do think going back to the quarter we just had, the dynamic here is you had 10% revenue growth. The street was at 13.5% iPhone sales, well ahead of where the street was. Gross margins that are going higher, especially in Europe and in Asia. It's a story where the services revenue, I think, is very much a part of where this company. You can't say re-rating because it's already re-rated, but I think the more important, maybe I said that this morning, I think that the point is that the rating is something that at least relative to what other mega cap tech stocks is deserved, and that we haven't priced in AI. That's my view. We have not priced in an install base that will be served up AI through an Apple handset. That's something that the market has not rewarded them for. They shouldn't be rewarded, but this was a great quarter, and that's what's going on here.
At least maybe we can remove the discount given because of the overhang of tariffs, right? Dan,
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, I really respect Tim's view on this. I know he's long.
But
I just couldn't disagree more with everything that he just said. First things first, yes, it was a good quarter, so I'm going to agree on that point. But it was only a good quarter because you saw this big pull forward. You saw in China, which reaccelerated a little bit because the iPhone worked into a subsidy, like a consumer sort of, subsidy that the government is put in place here. So you saw this behavior by consumers that is not likely to exist in the back half of the year. The reasons why is, okay, fine. They had an exemption. They had an exemption in the first administration, the first tariff situation here. But when you think about that margin improvement, if you like services here, you better hope that that remedy, as it relates to Google, that they don't actually have to pull away that $20 billion that Google pays Apple for exclusive search on Safari. That is pure margin. That is the thing that makes their services business so interesting. Services has not been growing at the way it was a few years ago. And when you think about AI and what's discounted or what's not discounted, that's a huge part of a reacceleration or a hope thereof for the services business going forward. And they got nothing there. They got zero. And I actually believe now, even if they were to make an acquisition, something like a Perplexity, I just don't think it would be that important for what they're doing. So if you're relying on a super cycle upgradey thingamajiggy, it's not happening this year. You know what I mean? So you're really going to have to push out those expectations to 2026. And the last point I'll just make is that this stock is still below where it was on April 2nd. So what has it done? Has it re-rated? Has it really kind of taken off some of the risks that exist here because of tariffs? I just don't believe so. So I get, have a ball. It just rallied 8% in 2 days, but I just don't think it's rallied on anything that's going to carry it forward into year end.